I already knew that I wasn't going to get a serious film from Emerald Fennell, but I was expecting something that was at least beautiful and good costumes, and I didn't get that either. The amount of plastic is insane. I'm not really fussed about, people are upset about whether the costumes are time relevant or not. I don't really care about that. We already know that this is a fantastical film, and even when I assess it on the fantastical element, it wasn't good. It almost felt like a Alice in Wonderlandification of Wuthering Heights, and it just didn't work for me. Almost like a Tim Burton take on Wuthering Heights, and it didn't feel authentic even. It just feels fake. Like there's something about it that didn't work for me. And crucially, I didn't appreciate the way how the Yorkshire Moors basically lost all of their relevance in this depiction. It doesn't make any damn sense. To make matters worse, this film reminded me a lot of another film I watched last year called 100 Nights of Hero. Fun fact, it actually includes Charlie XCX as well. And that film only had a £5 million budget.
I was very confused by the costumes of this film. Some of them I actually genuinely found beautiful and interesting. I kind of liked, weirdly enough, the garish pastels that Isabella was wearing, and I thought Jacob Elordi looked hot all the time. Margot Robbie is a beautiful woman. I love her wedding dress, but that wedding dress is, of course, not at all period accurate because Victorian dresses came on later on. And the choices to demonstrate that she's living this like performance of class, like I think they're trying to make some kind of new money commentary with the garish way she dresses after she marries Linton, don't necessarily work for me because the clothes don't just look garish, they just look completely confused. Like they're not consistently garish. Some of them were okay, but one in particular that was glaring to me was the one she wears on her wedding night, which looks like a prom dress. Like I genuinely don't understand what was going on there. And yeah, so I was but then some of them, I don't know, I thought her black dress when she's like kind of sad is beautiful. I thought her entire funeral outfit was gorgeous. The makeup I thought was a bit too much many times. Margot Robbie is very beautiful. I don't think it makes sense for it to be that extra. The outfit she's wearing when she's younger and she's still quote unquote a wild woman out in the moors, it's a lot of tight bodices and leather and black and red. And I think it's all about the visual signature of the film that and not about what actually in any way makes sense visually within the world that they're working around. In the books, Catherine, in those early stages, is supposed to be this wild, rough and tumble running around with Heathcliff girly. She shouldn't look that dramatically different from him in how she's styled, but her color palette is so dramatically like vibrant compared to his. Even in that early part, I found it kind of strange. The general choice to cast Margot Robbie, right? I am biased because I'm a Margot Robbie stan. I think she's my favorite white woman actress. I just very much love her, and I thought she was snubbed in Barbie. But there's a serious problem that this film is dealing with the age of the characters. What do you think about it, actually?
So, one thing that irritates me is everybody's coming for Margot Robbie saying that she's too old to play Kathy, which is true. But she's not the only one. It's not just her that's too old. Jacob Elordi is also too old. So I actually find some of that commentary to be quite misogynistic, actually. What do you think?
There is 100% misogyny in it. The moment the choice was made to cast her and him, regardless, I think they should have been more thoughtful about how they were going to present the story. There's some little throwaway things like they say, oh, you're a spinster now or whatever. Yeah. That's fine. But there's certain things about the immaturity of their decision making that I don't think it makes sense when you're looking at people that look unambiguously like very grown adults. I also think, again, this is a styling thing. Like, I think some of the makeup choices on Margot Robbie that they do make her look like a contemporary Hollywood movie star in the 2020s in a way that if you're trying to portray her more of this juvenile figure, you actually have to scale it down. So that would be my critique. But I don't actually fundamentally have a problem with the age thing because I really like Margot Robbie. And I actually think she's one of the few people in the film that leaned into the terribleness of her character a bit more. The others should have done it more. In terms of production design, I noticed that this film looks like other Emerald Fennell productions, and I even saw that it's the person who did Conclave that did it, and I could tell. I thought some of those rooms did look really cool, but there were some times that the rooms were conspicuously empty, and I wasn't sure what point they were making. I think you disagree with me on this, but I actually like the cinematography of this film quite a lot.
I want to shout out Hong Chau.
She was good.
Yeah, I think Hong Chau did a good job, even though I will say, so in the book, we understand that Kathy and Nellie are similar in age. So I was a bit shocked by the choice to cast Hong Chau and then style her that way. Hong Chau looks very young in real life for her age, you know, but I think her performance was really good, along with Martin Clunes. I wasn't gagged by Margot Robbie, to be
Martin
honest.
Clunes was very good. He was
very
very,
good, yeah.
very good. I was very impressed with him as well. I agree.
And the wigs were a disgrace.
Which wig?
All of the wigs, especially poor young Kathy's wig, was a joke.
That young Kathy's, they should have called up King Kimball or some other black woman to help with those wigs. That young Jacob Elordi Jesus Christ superstar wig. Lace front was crazy. I did find out that they got him a beard wig, which that one was fine, but the head wig, when it was long, it was a bit wild. Finally, I want to do some quick comparisons of this film with other films. People have commented on the fact that the cover, the poster of the film is clearly a reference to Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind.
And considering the racial implications of that, that's interesting. There's also the shot when Heathcliff is leaving with the red backdrop. That is also a Gone with the Wind reference.
There's a lot of references. It's not just those two. There's also a bunch of gowns in there that come directly from Gone with the Wind. It's, you know, again, that's what I'm saying. This film feels racist to me.
Well, she's definitely not shy about pulling references from racist imagery. Someone said, I say this pejoratively, Wuthering Heights cemented my belief that Eggers and Lanthimos will be the most influential directors of recent times. The stilted dialogue felt Poor Things-esque, and that final shot seemed directly lifted from Nosferatu. Hamlet is Eggers coded too. Now, I definitely agree on the Nosferatu thing for the ending of Wuthering Heights. I was quite shocked by how similar it was. I'm not sure I see the Poor Things, but maybe that's just because I kind of hate Yorgos Lanthimos.
I get it in terms of the, like, there is a certain style that was giving Poor Things. In terms
Do you
of,
mean
like,
production design or direction?
Both, actually. So production design, I see Tim Burton all over this film. It's Tim Burton that I'm seeing. But yeah, I think in terms of, like, there's almost like a satirical take on this film where it's like, are they being serious or they're not being serious? That was giving Poor Things.
Okay, I get that. A bit of like a contemporarily nihilistic take on something that feels like classic text. Okay, gotcha.